it's your girl Kim, and I'm on the patio. Let me introduce y'all to my company. This Quilla, say what's up.
Hey.
This Joe, and we're gonna just chop it up, have a good time, and then we're gonna talk about what grinds our gears about women. I know we women, but fuck that. We got some shit that we don't like neither. So we're gonna go ahead. Y'all got some shout outs?
Want to give a shout out to everybody. Everybody. Gotta love everybody.
How about you, Joe? You got any shout outs before we get started?
You don't want to shout me out? I just shouted out everybody. Come on, see, that's what grinds my gears.
I got a couple shout outs. Shout out to That Part Feeling Podcast Network for giving me a chance. Check them out. Check out Real Food. Check out Saturday Night Nerds. Check out the Smoke Pit. Check out the Salute. Yo, we doing big things. And I just want y'all to know that you're going to want to ear hustle on this conversation. So I triple talk there. You just come here because you're going to want to be in on it. So what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We good. How you doing?
Shit, man, I had a breakdown at the bank this morning while you bullshitting. And it wasn't about banking stuff. I don't know. The lady was just so, I don't know. She had this glow about her, and I just went to say something, and boom, I'm in tears. I was like, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on here? But she was cool. She talked to me a little bit, and she was like, no, well, I experience that all the time at this desk. I was like, well, I hope it's not because of the work you do. She was like, no, it's just people just gravitate to me and talk to me. I was like, you should be a motivational speaker because I wasn't really having an upbeat morning. I didn't make it to the beach, so, that's how I stopped my day.
Oh, man. I almost made it to the beach. Actually, I think I did. The bathtub more far.
Not the bathtub, Lord.
The bathtub. I ain't get ready for it. Just missing
what's in that cup, Joe? I don't think it's just ginger ale. What's in that cup?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I had the same situation at the bank. But I was on the phone talking to one bank because I knew I transferred something over to another bank. And when I went to go slide my card at CVS,
and it said,
that card only said $2.29 coming out of my account that I know I transferred something over to. Girl, that grinded my gears until this morning when I saw that money was in that account.
Hey, you know what I was going through this weekend with my bank card? I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This just isn't right.
That's crazy. Yes.
Oh, man. I got a lot of shit to grind my gears.
Well, come on, let's
get it out. Let's get it out. We hate.
I've kind of gotten the idea that, when it comes to women, it's very difficult to deal with certain types. Because you got some types that understand the program, and you got some types that think they are the program.
Wait a minute. Well, I need clarification on
that was
the program.
Right.
Because
it's like, I always say, when it comes to the program, all right, that's a one-person show. You can't have it one way. Like, let's say, for instance, it's stuff that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it, why would you do it to me? I probably don't like it either.
Some people are not conscious of the fact that they do it. Some people.
Yeah. And then it's like, why, when shit go wrong, it's like they take 90% of the shit that they do and just throw it at you. That's exactly what you do. Like, for instance, all right, everybody know what manipulation is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say we have a conversation and I ask you for something. Let's say, for instance, we live together and I ask you to use your car. I partially tell you what it's for, but I'm asking to use your car. If you ask me 1,000 questions and I finally say, fuck it, I don't need the car. I don't even want to fucking go out nowhere with your ass tonight. Do you find that me trying to manipulate what you're doing, or you find that as me being frustrated?
I take it as frustration because you don't let me use it or you not. You're not gonna ask me, well, where you going, how long you gonna be, if because a person who is gonna allow you to receive the car, they're gonna say, well, you can borrow it, but I need it back by this time. So if the person is just like asking 1,001 questions, they don't trust you.
Yeah, which is cool, and that is fine. But it's like, where in your mind do you find manipulation? And then it also hold on, because it can get a lot worse than that. So it also gets to points to where it's like, let's say this, because women with power does this shit a lot, and I think.
What is women with power?
Women with power, right? Just listen.
Okay.
Just listen. All right. So, y'all ever heard the term "who wears the pants in a relationship"?
Yes.
90% of the people believe it's the person that makes the money, which is not necessarily true. Just because you make the money doesn't mean you know what to do with the money. So there's always another half that does all that in one, which at some point in time, it just depends on who you decide wears the pants in the house. It becomes a, let's say like this, basically, you ever been with somebody and you get to the point to where you like, this is ours. Even if you're in a relationship and let's say you let your boyfriend or whatever, they move in your house and y'all together for so long, and the talk is usually, this is ours, blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
knowing at the end of the day it's really yours. Mm-hmm. So why when you get in arguments, that shit comes out, oh yeah, this is my. Where the fuck did the my shit come from? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't you think that's more manipulative than anything else? Like you try to count.
I haven't lived with a dude longer than like maybe a year. So I'm not. I would be speaking from a very inexperienced.
Well, I can speak on it
when it comes to that. I can tell you that it doesn't get frustration when you bring somebody into what you have. Yes, but if you're trying to work it out, you try to make it a balance between what they're used to and what they're moving into. But that also shows you the habits that you don't see every day of the person. And sometimes the compromises that are made are only made because that person feels like they're not a part of the household. But a lot of other things can go into it. Go ahead, kid.
See, when you say who wears the pants in the house, you have two legs to a pair of pants, correct?
Yeah, you ain't fit fold in.
Right. But like you said, it does not mean it has to be head of household, which is what a lot of people consider. And this is society that thinks this way, not people who think with their mind. But society says head of household is the person who makes the money. Society says those are the breadwinners. But you have to look at it from each person's perspective. Mine's, for example, I got too many to count on it, where I may not have a job that brings money in. I do have an income, so you can never knock me down for my income. But when I bring somebody into my home and they're supposed to be that other half of the pants to help build up more, which it is going to be, ours. But when you ain't putting in, then that's when it's gonna be mine, and go get yours.
But what do you mean by not putting it?
Now hold on. Before you jump to that.
Hold on.
Before you jump to that.
Come on.
Let me go ahead and break this down.
Come on with it.
There's more than one way to put in. That doesn't always.
Well, that's why I asked.
And I was about to break it down.
There's more than one way to put in. Okay, and that also comes with understanding a relationship before you get into it.
But when I say some people don't know how to be in a relationship.
When I say that, it's you got some people like me. When it comes to relationships, it's a lot of things I can do and there's a lot of things I can't do. Like I tell you, if you're looking for a financial partner, don't look at me because I suck with money. I enjoy my life. So if I want something, I see something, I'm going to go either get it or whether it's for me or for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
But,
I can help people. 9 times out of 10, that's what I'm going to do.
But I'm going to get you on your part.
Me. So it's like, it really depends. Now, are you looking for a loyal, a trustworthy partner? Like I hear this out of a lot of women, and it's not every woman, but it's damn near
majority.
A lot of them.
Right.
So you always hear, "Oh yeah, I got this sorry ass nigga, blah blah blah. He's always going out the house, partying with his friends, hanging out, doing this and doing that." Then when you got some women that just hate that shit, but then most of them, when they do get a man, they don't like to go out no motherfucking way. Like sit around the house or go to work, you know what I'm saying? Come home, sit, chill. I don't want to be up under your ass all day either, but I doze off in the yard somewhere, smoke a blunt, do whatever I got to do, and it still becomes a problem.
Do you at least take that person out periodically? Do you still date that person?
The periodic of going out is okay. We'll go shoot some pool. We go do certain shit. But you got people like me. Like I tell you, there's certain things you can't get me to do because of jobs that I had in the past. Like I've been security. So you're not going to get me, first of all, I hate fucking clubs. You're not going to get me to go out dancing with you because the more people I have around me, the more I'm on guard for dumb shit that's going to happen. Like, so it's not like I'm really going to be able to enjoy us or myself. I'm going to be more on our safety than anything. So I don't do too much of that. I mean, I don't mind going out shooting some pool. I don't want to go in that shit crowded like, most places like Kelly's and stuff like that. You got this little ass area, 1,000 people in that motherfucker smoking. It's hot as shit in here. The fans don't work worth the shit. And it's so many people in you. I don't drink. She doesn't drink. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, like I said, it really depends on your date too. Because you got some people who are recovering from something and don't say shit to you. Like you got recovering alcoholics, they might not never say shit to you, but take them around, temptation may happen. It's just like I said, it's different stuff too. It's just.
But that's when I'm going to reel you back in over here, because when you can sit here and say what can you put into it, if you know you're not financially good at holding money, guess what? I know you personally, so I can speak on this. You're handy around the house. You're handy around the outside of the house. You keep stuff up. You see what I'm saying?
That's an enhancement.
That's an enhancement, whether you know it or not, because now she don't have to spend money to go out here and pay somebody to trim the trees, to cut the grass, to you see what I'm saying?
So let me cut that short. That's all fine and dandy. You have people that do shit like that, but at the end of the day, that shit doesn't count.
Why not?
Listen to what I'm telling you. Why I say it doesn't count? Because it's always going to. I'm sorry, but it's always going to boil down to a point to where you're going to get in a particular argument, and the argument's going to go overboard like it usually do. And then the first thing you don't even bring no money in the house, or you don't do this and blah blah blah.
But that's small money.
And then it gets to the point, but you got to think it's a lot of. I speak for myself, and I probably speak for thousands of other men. For how we have it in society now, it just sucks for us. Regardless, and when I say it sucks for us, you got to understand the balance of the world and the balance of your state, your area, and how the government works and stuff. So let's put it to some simple terms.
The quality of your choice.
Exactly.
Let me put it to a simple term. Okay, you got a young woman and a child. You got a young father and a child. Now, both of them struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them apply for housing.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get it. He's going to get denied. Why? Because you're a man. You should be working. That's how they look at it.
That's society.
Sad to say. But
now let me put a caveat. We don't get into politics or religion, but
it's not politics.
I'm just letting you know it takes me goes that way.
It's not necessarily about the politics. It's just about the advantages, And then, like I said, it's already hard enough. So you do have people that are weak in certain areas, and like I said, I'm one of the people. I suck with money, so I do make up in other things. I am very useful, but when it boils down to a relationship, that usefulness only lasts so long.
But that's because you're with small-minded people.
Because I'm lasts so long because a lot of the time when people get in that real hard struggle, it's usually a financial thing. And when you get to them points, it's not that you're not appreciative of the things that he could possibly do.
Mm-hmm.
It's the turmoil that you're stuck in at the moment, and you feel like you're really doing it by yourself. And to say if you have kids already,
mm-hmm.
that plays with your mind and is understandable, but you don't have to take it out on another person, and that's what really happens a lot of the time. So like you can.
Now I'm gonna throw something out there real quick. I had a dude that was staying with me for about a year or so. Just over a year that I was dating or whatever. It got to the point where I needed him financially, where he didn't have no job or nothing, and I had moved him in. And he knew that a lot of my family members had an issue with that, but I never voiced the issue with it. And I told him, as long as I don't voice the issue, there's no issue. So when I came to him and told him I needed, and he couldn't produce, and then brought his family into it, to try and produce without consulting me about it, that's where I had an attitude. Did I put him out? No. Now, granted, he went and tried to get a job out of state or whatever, get some training, and then come back to get a job, but he didn't do what he needed to do to pass the qualifications for that training. So, yes, I told him, hey, you can't stay here because you're a liability.
And
But I gave him 4 months to get himself together before I made that.
And see, but yeah, that's different. That's something they should sit down and have an easy conversation, an understandable conversation, because it's like it's a way to do things, a way not to do things.
But it's maturity too.
Yeah, and you also have, like I said, some people that, and like you said, okay, we're going to use that same scenario, but we're going to twist it a little bit. Kind of one of my situations before, but we're going to twist it a little bit. You got that same thing. Now let's say, suppose that man found a way to go out there and make that money, just like that. Don't matter how he got it. He ain't robbed nobody. Well, he ain't killed nobody.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't selling no illegal drugs.
Mm-hmm.
He just wise in the street. He know how to do stuff, survive. Whether I'm not saying it's always legal, but let's say he did.
As long as I don't know, let's say
no. I'm saying we're not going to say that you know, but at some point you have to find out, and you know why he's doing what he did.
And that's when we sit down and we discuss it, we readjust the situation because it might be fixed by then.
Yeah, but let's just say it got to a point to where he felt like he really needed it.
Okay.
And it affects your living situation. And you necessarily need the money. Not sure if you get it up on time. You know what he's gonna do, but he don't say nothing to you. So when shit hits the fan, this is I'm just saying, generally this is what happens. And a lot of people don't never think about it this way, but it will drag a person through the mud for a while. Like usually what happens is, even though that person gets in trouble, takes responsibility for itself, like not putting the blame on anybody, but when the time comes, gets out, come talk to you. And I feel like even if you got everything leveled out, I feel like at some point most women should want to help and that help the man in that situation. When I say help, no, when I say help, it's like this. I use my situation. So I went out there and had basically my girl was pregnant at one time.
Okay.
And we had rent due.
You went and did what you had to do to get the rent.
I can make it in one night.
Okay. You did it.
I went out and did what I had to do. Now, technically, I got caught up, but I didn't get caught up. No, I'm just saying. Technically, I got caught up, but I didn't get caught up. But right. when I got there, you know, I explained to her what happened. She found out the first night. That night, I called. They let me call. So it got to a point to where it was like I paid half, you paid half my bill. I'm out. Now through the struggle, I get put on probation. Mm-hmm. Now, I look at it like you got to think from all points. I'm only in this boat because we came to some type. No. We came to some type of agreement about we really need this money. Not saying that you agreed with what I was going to do, mm-hmm. but we all agreed on the point that this money has to be here. Like this money necessarily has to be here, or we might be out back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a true man is going to go out there regardless. If you get put in a situation and you really need something, I feel like a real man is going to go out there and find a way. And most of the time, most people find legal ways to do stuff. You mm-hmm. know what I'm saying? But you have them certain type of people that be like, you know what? My options are a little lower than other chances. Like I was a felon. Mm-hmm. So, you know, me getting so many good jobs at that time and era during COVID times and, you know, these hard times, it's like, we're going to take these more qualified people. We really ain't got time to fuck with you right now.
But what types of jobs are you applying to everything and anything? Yes, or you just being specific and choosy about what you apply for?
This is how far I tell you things.
Why don't you say something?
Because every time I try to say something, I get cut off.
That's not me.
No, I just
this is how some of the things played out. So I told y'all I was on probation. My probation officer gave me a whole list of places I can go. I didn't care where they were. I was gonna go. One of the jobs, her husband was the manager at.
The probation officer.
The probation officer's husband was, and she told me to go there. They hired felons and everything.
Okay.
In my mind,
you thought you had a job. Husband,
I got a job. And I explained to him, I got there doing my interview. I said, listen, you know, I'm going to be up forward with you when it comes to the type of person I am on the job. I said, manager, person that signed my check, just about say anything you want to me because, you know, no, hold on. When I say you can just about say anything you want to me, I know there's going to be times you piss, you might come in there cursing, you might be yelling, you might be doing this. So I'm like, I'm that type of person. But I was like, as far as being a worker, I'm not here to be no one's friend. I'm here to work, do a job, and go home. So I don't take nobody's shit. Just like that.
I'll let you get this one to you.
Just like that. I don't feel like, and he like he said, just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with me. So that's how I explained to him. Other than that, my resume was 100% perfect. And I'm just saying, other than that, because I think that's probably why I didn't get the job. But you know, even then, it still was hard. So it's like when you're already having a hard time trying to do something you're doing, and you get put in positions like that, some in mind will juggle around.
I'm gonna tell you right now, any position you go into and you say that, you're not gonna get the job because you're going there to show them that you're interested in getting hired. You just gave them a confrontational type situation by being like that.
I didn't tell you the whole situation. It came from him asking me what happened at my last job. And my last job the problem was I had a manager, a younger manager, who was younger than me, and I had the boss. The boss is telling me, yeah, I have plenty of time. It's all the hours in the world you want to get. Just do this. But you have your manager that does not like me and has a personal problem with me that keeps taking my time. So instead of me having a 5-day week like I normally have, I have a 2-day week. And then my 2-day week end up being less than 8 hours altogether. Why am I even coming to work? I spend more than that.
But there's a process that
so
you
I
do.
I had a conversation with the boss, and I had a conversation with him. So this is why I told him, it's me being the person I am. Like, I shouldn't have to put up with that. And the sad part about it was the owner put me in another one of his restaurants because I was that great of a worker. It's just like I said, you want me. Most jobs tell you when you talk to people, be honest. Well, I'm being honest. I'm not here to be no one's friend. I'm here to do a job.
There's honesty, and then there's I want this job. And once you get the job and you work there, that's when you have that conversation with your supervision type person, and you're like, look, I really hope that I can work this out. I'm a hard worker. I don't try to make friends too much because I just want to stay busy and keep making my paycheck. But there is always some small little piece of you got to be kind of pleasant or with the people that you work with. Ain't nobody saying you got to be best buds, but by you off break saying that you're not here to make friends, then that means, he's going to bring a hostile work environment. But that's how somebody who's trying to hire you interprets it. I used to be HR, so I'm trying to give you some pointers. You don't want to say that during an interview ever.
I tell them, for me, I just say you don't want to. That's the whole point of you telling them,
because you're just telling them I don't want this job.
So basically, never mind. Let's go get the politics stuff. We ain't gonna have
okay, because I'm
like
I feel like you just told them I don't want the job. But let's bring it back to the whole woman thing.
I feel like what I'm saying it comes to a point to where some men are being that good man and get stuck in a bad position.
But do you define? Do you define to her what you believe is a good woman and what you believe is a good man? Does she define that to you? Because if not, what you think is good might not be her thought of good.
Oh, yeah.
So you're aligning yourself to your standards, not hers. So you got to have those conversations. Trust and believe. I've learned I've learned that lesson too many times. But anyway, T, I want to get your feel on this. Hear your voice.
I can go either or. I play devil's advocate sometimes, and then I come from a real reality side thing because I'm one of those people that people be like, oh, you're a rare female. There's no such thing as a rare female. Females are females, and they're going to be who they are regardless. But I'm one of those females where as long as you have communication, and it's clear communication, I don't have an issue with you. As long as we have trust. And you got to build that trust from bottom up. Because I come from a military standpoint. I don't have no trust in nobody. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you need to be willing to just be open. And when I say be open, that can range from anything with me. Because of the fact that I've been with people that started from the bottom. Because I see the potential they have. And yes, they had a criminal background as well. But if I'm able to go out here and do something that I know you can qualify for, I'm expecting you to at least go out there and try. Because I'm not the one that got to work. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I've been in that situation where I bring a guy in, he's working, and then all of a sudden, he's not good with how the boss or whoever talked to them, so they chuck up the deuces, not realizing that now that puts pressure back at the house because you didn't come and talk to me about you chucking up the deuces because now we got to figure out.
That's just a retarded motherfucker.
But there's people out there. You see what I'm saying? And then you're laying on the couch doing absolutely nothing.
And it's women too.
Yeah, it's women too.
It's women too. They be like, nah, I ain't going to work. You go ahead to work.
But
what I gotta work
that's
for.
where it switched. Because I was talking to somebody about this last week. How society has completely changed. It has basically flipped over. Where early in our years, men ruled everything.
Mm-hmm.
Men could not work. Men could not. I mean, women could not work.
Excuse me.
Women could not have any type of authority or anything. But it was the man goes out to work, the man comes home, the man takes out the trash, but the woman is in the house having the babies and keeping the house clean. But you also had women that were gold diggers. They were out there looking for the men that had the jobs.
Still got them.
You see what I'm saying? But now, if you look at it, this goes back to what you said. Society has completely flipped over because now you have women that's out here making the money. You have women out here with the jobs, with the houses, with everything. And when they come home, they're not trying to sit down, cook, clean, and take out the trash. You see what I'm saying? But they got that man that's right there that's under them talking about, I ain't going to do it. You see what I'm saying? So society has flipped. I give that to you because you got men more of gold diggers than how it was years ago. You got more working females or more clear-minded females who is saying, I want to put something under my feet that belongs to me. Just like males did years ago. Y'all were, I'm putting this in my feet and I will bring somebody to me. Now it's the females and the dudes or females, because you know people swing both ways. They the ones who is like, well, you got everything anyway. Why do I need to go out there and work?
No, see, that's just that. See, but you see those signs way early on in the past. I'm just talking about like motherfuckers that you know that are actually trying. That shows you that they're trying. Because it's easy to say this, and this is, I say this, and most times it's not always in the female case, but sometimes it's motherfuckers, men that do it too. It gets to the point to where, like, you can have one of them do 1,000 great things all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then that one bad thing happens. What happens is people tend to point out that one negative thing. And they focus on that one negative thing. And the more you fight about that one negative thing, all that good stuff they did is out the fucking window.
But that's why you have to look at who you're with, like you said.
And
those signs should have came out a long time ago.
But what you mean they should have came out a long time ago? They're probably already there.
Okay, so what's the problem? If you knew they were there, why you don't get out?
Sometimes you can see the signs ahead of time. Sometimes you can't.
Yeah, I know. I dealt with that for 3.5 years.
It really depends on what you're looking for. But then again, you also got to understand in most relationships, I can't speak for all men. I can only speak for myself because I'm not one of them type of person. I learned this early in life. But you see, you got probably 25 to 30% of females that actually does this. And I can say I understand because some of it is more like traumatization to them. Then it's hard to get out of their mind. But you know, you got a lot of relationships and a lot of people that when they get in arguments, some of them arguments stem from problems from their past relationship. Mm-hmm. And that's what screw a lot of things up. And what they don't realize is when you do that, that good person that you probably have right there, you push them away.
But that's why you should open up after you realize.
Some people don't.
I know.
You can say it to them. You can say it to them 1,000 times. You can bring up that one thing 1,000 times and say, "Hey, listen, I understand what you've been through in your past, but you can't keep pushing and throwing that at me."
But that's what I'm saying. You need to bring it up that they need to go get help for that because they're not going to be able to make it with anybody with that trauma issue without acknowledging it.
Now, that's the problem. In their mind, they already acknowledge it because they see. They know all the signs. They've seen all these signs before. So it's just like saying this. You may have a person, let's say you've been cheated on before. And you have a person that you work for this excuse. I had to work there. I had to do this. Now, if you got one of those type of people, and then you come to find out they cheated on you for so long, yes, you're pretty much, if you're in love with the person, you're pretty much traumatized by it. Mm-hmm. As you move on with your relationships, let's say you come across another man, but this guy sincerely has work. He sincerely goes to work. That is every time you feel some type of way and thinks that he's out there doing it, no matter how hard you try to block it out, that shit's gonna come up.
But that's a trust
You're
issue.
out there doing that. You're out there doing it. No, it's an insecurity issue. It's not
a trust. It's a trust issue.
You have to build
because
trust because if she's already told you these traumas,
she's feeling like you are turning what she told you, and doing it to her.
Yeah.
Now I've had a dude that actually did that, but there are women out there who have been hurt so bad or can't handle harboring so much pain to keep just moving that every insecurity a dude has given her is going to always be an issue with her, no matter if she got a good dude or not, because she doesn't know what a good dude looks like.
Same way with a guy not knowing what a good woman
if that dude is truly a good dude and in love with her, the one that's not the cheater, he will try his best to make her get her to understand to at least a certain level where, she might have called him, say, 10 times a day. He might get her down to 5 times a day. That's still progress.
But see, that type of stuff is fine. It's not at them times. I'm just saying, it's like when arguments come up, that's the type of shit that those are excuses that they throw out. And the sad part about it could be an argument of anything. Let's just say
you gotta know when to call bullshit.
Yeah, but let's just say you got people that have a lot of patience, that have with a lot of patience. At some point, them patients are gonna get worn out with the same.
Yeah, thing. Right. But that's communication. And you got to communicate it up front.
You do.
You don't have the patience and then bring it up. Right. I'm sorry.
Like I say, some people do bring it up. It's just like I said, it really depends on the situation and the person, because it's like, okay, let's just say it was just something that some people don't get over. Some people are always going to figure out this is going to happen because it happened so many times. It's like almost like a routine. Mm-hmm. Like you notice this is going to happen all the time, and it's going to keep happening. And having that in the back of your mind, that's where it really changes it, because now it's like, I'm going to throw this in there because this is how I'm going to feel. It's nothing. Do you ever have certain feelings that you be like, yeah, I feel this way about this, and nothing can change your perception of it?
No.
All right.
But I've had instances where, how can I put this? A person has put me in a situation and then put me in that same situation, and how I reacted the first time, or how I felt the first time versus how I felt or reacted the next time, it's totally different. And, there were different circumstances or whatever surrounding first and second. But it's about whomever the two people are being able to calm the situation to be able to bring it down to a level where they can communicate. You can't yell at each other about everything, because if you're always yelling, you're not going to resolve anything. You're just going to wake up the next day, hey babe, and go on about your business. And now it's lingering in the back of your mind or weighing on your shoulders or whatever, because you never actually addressed what the problem was.
And that's what I was about to say. First of all, when you sit here and you're building the trust and the communication, there's people that are hurt so bad, they know how to push your buttons. And they're going to say certain words that is going to trigger you. But that's when you have to be like, oh, and show them that that's not triggering you. Because if you keep showing that trigger, they're going to keep pushing it every conversation, every argument. But then you have the situation of, okay, they need to go to count. I'm telling you, the reason why I can say a lot of this stuff as a woman
situation for you.
The I can't win.
What's the I can't win for nothing situation for you? What is I
Like
can't win for
me, I can't win,
Yeah.
or the other person can't. I can't win for nothing because no matter how good a dude perceives me, they're always purposely looking for negative things about me to bring out. Why build me up just to break
Bring
me
you
down?
Right. Right.
Or if I share some of my broken pieces with you, why make it seem like you good and then all of a sudden it's you turn those broken pieces into more broken pieces.
And that's another thing. When you sit here and you take somebody's vulnerability and use it against them, like you came in my life, you helped me, you lifted me up. I shouldn't hear a couple of months down the line, well, I did this for you, I did that for you, I helped you build. Like that right there is like you didn't even do it sincerely.
Right.
You broke me up. But then you have, like you said, you have these people, and I just got out of a relationship with this dude who did this. They don't know how to be in relationships because they don't know how to love themselves. And even though they have children and family that they have made or been around, they don't know how to love themselves. So they're not showing that to those family members, kids, whatever. And then you have somebody like me who is willing to still work with you, help you, but all you think about is, oh, I'm nagging, or I'm making up stuff, or I'm always trying to have an argument. But his reality was, we have this argument, I'm going to go to bed, or I'm going to go watch TV, or I'm going to get in my truck, I'm going to go whatever, and then come back, wake up, and everything's A-okay. Not with me, because with me is, that was your time to go think, get yourself together, give us some space, because it may have blown up. But I'm going to come back to you because that needs to be resolved. Right. If it's not resolved, and it doesn't have to be you agree with me and I agree with you to it. It can be we agree to disagree. But you have those people. It has to be talked about. It has to be like wound down to why this is coming up. But you have people that live that lifestyle, and that's why they.
That's where that's exactly. I'm glad you said that. That's exactly what I mean by you can't win or lose.
But that's why you can win for losing by getting away.
You can't win
to get a winning situation.
Now, listen. This is what I've always taught, and I was taught this grandparents and all. You know, a person can't argue by themselves. You've heard that before?
Yeah.
So y'all know what that means, right?
Yeah, you can't argue by yourself.
If
technically I
this
can.
Is the thing.
I be like, girl,
if you start an argument, this is good. Once again, you have some dudes that do that, but you have it's mostly a female thing. Mm-hmm. And from my point of view, I see it in a lot of females.
Yeah, because that's how it was.
Wait. That's the one thing that pisses a female off. And that's why it never ends. And that's why some people react the way they do. Like, I feel like this. I tell any girl off the top, I don't like to argue. So 90% of the chance.
She's going to argue with you because you came out and said that.
Right. No, I'm just saying. So 90% chance. When you start all that bullshit and I don't say nothing, that don't mean I don't hear everything you say.
Right.
But she's going to challenge that.
She's going to push your button.
I'm not going to get, you're not going to get a response out of me. Just like sometimes.
But she is getting a response from you.
Sometimes it's the same thing as like, you ever heard that just because I say something.
For every action, there's a reaction.
You ever heard the term when people like, just because I say something don't mean it needs a response? So like some things are meant to be said that just doesn't need a response.
That's why you do an open-ended question.
So it'd be like.
Yeah, but she's also not your child. And most of the time that's used on a child.
Right.
And not on another adult.
But it comes to situations you have that. It's almost like you're telling me about something. Now, for instance, mine's a school teacher. Ain't been to school in so many years. I don't give a damn about what goes on in your school because you're going to keep using names and shit. I don't know none of you motherfuckers.
That means you're not interested in her life.
That doesn't mean I'm not interested.
Yes.
It gets to points. It gets to points like this. It'd be like, okay, you'll come to me with a problem, and then You would tell me about a problem. I will respond to your problem. Now, then it get to you'll make a certain statement. Now, to me, it sounds like you're making a statement that doesn't need a fucking response. Like you're telling me this is how you feel or this is what happened. Or it's just a plain statement. And I'm like, and an argument started. Why? Because I didn't get a response.
Because
what you said
it's
not like you asked me a question or anything. You made a statement, which most statements don't need responses. That's why it's called making a statement.
Ask for clarification.
I mean, and then it'd be like, when you do start arguing, like, I heard everything you said. Because you hit the fact that you're not, this is what you always get. You're not listening. Just because I didn't say shit doesn't mean I won't listen to you. I can repeat back everything you just said. So now, it's so you heard me and you didn't say nothing. Where was I supposed to respond?
Because that's a broken person.
Statement?
Plain and simple. That's a broken person. And they need assistance.
Oh shit, I gotta go.
Well, it was great talking to you, Joe. I'm glad you came up on the patio to get out some of your grievances about women. Hopefully you learned
I ain't gonna no
something.
grievances about women because it's not all women. It's just, because you got a lot of men out here with women tendencies. So in that case, you got a lot of men that do the same thing that women do.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. So I'm saying that from my point of view because I'm one of them guys that like I feel like most of the time when stuff go wrong, I take responsibility for my part, but I don't always understand exactly what went wrong for you know what I'm saying on their part. It's like I get in arguments and shit all the time. Half the time I don't even understand what the fuck we're arguing. But you know what I'm saying? It's you've been fussing at me about this shit, and this is what bothers you. And then when you say that shit, I understand that shit, and then all of a sudden the same situation, something else is bothering you. It's like, well, I'm lost because I swear it was this the other day, or it's just I don't know. It's shit you on my nerves. I ain't arguing person. So, and then the next topic we can have, and this will be very great before I leave.
Okay.
Is at what age do you think it is very irresponsible for people to go out to clubs? I feel like there's a fucking age limit.
He got grandma in the chair in the corner. What?
No. Reason why I say that, you got some people that know how to handle themselves, some people that just don't. I understand. And what I mean by go to a club, I'm talking about.
You just keep going, and you said you gotta go.
That's where the conflict gonna come in right there.
You being 45 and 50 years old at the alley. The alley should be for anywhere between 21 to 30.
They go to the
no, not that. No, I'm talking about the alley when it's alley
the club
time.
part, not when it's
alley time.
Not
like,
happy hour.
At what point do you feel like you too? I can understand the concert. People have artists and stuff you want to hear. I understand, but at what point do you feel like? At what age do you feel like this is irresponsible to go to the club?
See, it
depends.
Yeah, because
that's a great
just like Comfort Zone was 35 and up, and once it dropped down its age limit and it moved, it took away a lot of its clientele. So a lot of them go there because they ain't got nowhere else to go.
It's no longer a Comfort Zone anyway.
I mean, it speaks for itself. Comfort Zone. Go get some alcohol, take your ass home, be in your comfort zone. You know what about shit?
All right, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this other side. Well, y'all, I'm gonna have to say that's my time. Big thanks to Joe and Quilla for coming through. And I'm thankful for y'all for listening to. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, we out.
And your ass was asleep.